Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. I'm Ken Cuccinelli, head of United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. Today, USCIS, the agency I head as part of the Department of Homeland Security, has issued a rule that encourages and ensures self-reliance and self-sufficiency for those seeking to come to or to stay in the United States. It will also help promote immigrants' success in the United States as they seek opportunity here. Throughout our history, self-reliance has been a core principle in America. The virtues of perseverance, hard work, self-sufficiency laid the foundation of our nation and have defined generations of immigrants seeking opportunity in the United States. President Trump has once again delivered on his promise to the American people to enforce long-standing immigration law. Through the public charge rule, President Trump's administration is reinforcing the ideals of self-sufficiency and personal responsibility, ensuring that immigrants are able to support themselves and become successful here in America. Our rule generally prevents aliens who are likely to become a public charge from coming to the United States or remaining here and getting a green card. Public charge is now defined in a way that ensures the law is meaningfully enforced and that those who are subject to it are self-sufficient. CIS, the agency I head as part of the Department of Homeland Security, throughout our history, Americans and legal immigrants have pulled themselves up by their bootstraps to pursue their dreams and the opportunity of this great nation. As President Trump delivers on his promise to uphold the rule of law, this administration is promoting our shared history and encouraging the core values needed to make the American dream a reality. Throughout our history, self-reliance has been a core principle in America.
You know, critics are saying this policy is unfairly targeting the lower income immigrants. How do you respond to that?
Well, we certainly expect people of any income to be able to stand on their own 2 feet. And so if people are not able to be self-sufficient, then this negative factor is going to bear very heavily against them in a decision about whether they'll be able to become a legal permanent resident. A poor person can be prepared to be self-sufficient. Many have been through the history of this country. So let's not look at that as the be-all and end-all. It's not the deciding factor, which is why we continue to use the totality of circumstances test, yes, to come to America. Once they arrived, my grandfather wanted to make sure his cousins.
But as John noted before, the issues before were if you were here illegally. Now this obviously extends to legal immigration. Why shouldn't the Latino community feel targeted by this?
Well, first of all, this is a 140-year-old legal structure. We're dealing with the most recent iteration of it, but this is not new. This was the same question might have been asked when my Italian immigrants were coming. Immigrant ancestors were coming, and all through that 140 years. So we're not doing anything new here. We're simply making effective what Congress had already put on the books. So there's no reason for any particular group to feel like this is targeting them. This will apply across the world.
This will apply to more Latinos than any other, likely more Latinos?
Well, if we had been having this conversation 100 years ago, it would have applied to more Italians. It would have, we can go, well, that's just fine. I think that the divisiveness may be more rhetorical, and I hope that you all in your role will help cure that with some of how you report it. My family worked together to ensure that they could provide for them. I think what you saw ICE do this week in enforcing the law meaningfully with 7 operations across the state of Mississippi, and of course, investigations still ongoing, criminal investigations growing out of that, is a growth for ICE from the previous year. Their enforcement efforts are up, and I think you can expect to see more of that as part of the message of this administration. We're going to enforce the law. Yes, sir. It relates to that sort of an application. It's an excellent question because it addresses a huge piece of legal immigration in this country. Thank you all very much.